Striker has very high damage. Now, what if we can increase that damage a bit more and at the same time add survivability into it? It sounds too good to be true, I know that. The new Catalyst mask is actually fixed now, it's no longer bugged. That means we can add more damage to Striker because of that mask. And on top of that, we can even add survivability to it. Now, I do have two variants that I want to show you here. One for solo players and the other one's for group. Yeah, I got both of them covered up. So if you're interested, let me show you. But first, I do need to talk about the modifiers here. Now, if you're watching this video in next season, or if you're a person who don't use modifiers for some reason, you don't have to worry about it. This build works without the modifiers. But I do need to show the modifiers here because we're in this season. So we have to talk about this season's modifier. So let's do that. Now, as for the modifiers, the global modifier hardcore is always active. Like you'll see later on in the build that I don't even need a Sheshka piece to get my crit chance super high because of this. It's always active and it gets even better when you play the missions and stuff. It gets even higher. Your crits get even higher. So it's pretty awesome. And as for the active modifier, well, I chose the security link here is because when you activate this modifier, you're going to be reaching at tier 5 in stamina. You get a lot of total armor. I mean, I could have used the other modifiers too. However, we have too much damage. I thought a little bit more survivability will be not bad, right? So that's why I chose this. Plus, it complements the passive modifiers that I chose for the build. Like, for example, the safety first. So you get even more has protection when you activate the active modifier. So yeah, more has protection for you. And for the other one, I chose the loaded up. This gives you a lot of crit damage when you are at tier 5 in firearms, which will get there eventually. Like, it doesn't happen instantly. We have 3 firearms tier by default. So when you keep playing, when you keep getting the kills, you will reach tier 5 without an issue, and it'll be active. It'll be active eventually. Now, as for the third one, I chose the extra padding, which gives you a lot of protection from elite. So whenever you hit the active modifier button, you're going to get has protection and protection from elite. So that will give you more armor as well at the same time. So you'll become more tanky at that time. So you can literally just face tank chungus and legendary enemies and take them down if you want to. So this is kind of helpful there. But if you want to get more damage, you can use other modifiers. But this is what I chose for the build. Now, as for the weapon, I am using the Iron Lung LMG, obviously, because when you fire this weapon, you build up the heat meter, and that will basically going to give you the fire ammo. Just make sure when you have the fire ammo, you don't spend it on one target. Try to spread that fire as much as you can, because the more you spread the fire from the weapon, the faster you're going to get the stacks from your Catalyst mask, because it gives you 1 stacks per second. So if you have multiple enemies that are on fire, then you'll gain the stacks even quickly. And plus, multiple enemies on fire means they're not shooting back at you. So that's kind of handy too. Now with Striker, the RPM is high and it's just going to destroy everything. I mean, it's an MG5. We know how good it is. Now, there's one thing I need to talk about, which is the weapon expertise. As you can see, I have 24% weapon expertise. That's because when I last time made the build with the Catalyst mask, when the mask was bugged, actually, the Catalyst mask, I added this weapon damage to show you how much damage you'll do when the mask is fixed. But now the mask is fixed, so I have more damage. However, you have to understand that I'm using this build with 2 blue cores, armor cores, right? So if you're playing this Striker build with full red, like all red, you'll be getting 30% extra weapon damage. So even though you don't have any expertise on your weapon, you'll still do more damage than me. Like whatever damage I'm doing right now with 2 blue cores, you'll do more damage than me by having all red build and no expertise. Okay, so keep that in mind. I thought like I need to clear this out. Okay, so yeah, that's my main weapon here. For the secondary weapon, I have the SMG, the converted SMG 9. I wanted to try this out. It's a cute little SMG here. The RPM is really high, and I have preservation talent. I rarely use this though. Iron Lung is the one that I use most of the time. Use whatever you want in the secondary. So that's basically my weapon for the build. Now, as for the build, this is the build over here. As you can see, this is actually the solo variant of the build. I do have a group variant of the build, which I will show you later on after this. But if you're only interested in the group variant, you can go there right now. There's timestamps. You can jump there if you want to. But I do want to talk about the solo one first. So we do have the survivability on the solo variant a little bit more, like more healing and stuff, because it's a solo build. And you need the healing, otherwise what's the point? You're just going to keep dying, right? I always say if you can survive anything, you can kill anything. So we chose the gunner specialization here, mainly because of 2 reasons. One is the Banshee Pulse that will help you gain the stacks for your mask, the Catalyst, plus also going to stun the enemies, so that's kind of handy as well. Now you do get that 10% armor on kill from the gunner, but that's not the only source of healing we have. We do have more healing, which I'll talk about in a moment. But first, let's talk about the mask here, which is the catalyst. So the catalyst is actually fixed now. So that means you're going to gain the 24% weapon damage and status effect from it when you get that 12 stacks. Now, how do you gain the stacks? Well, when you apply status effect on the enemy, you gain 1 stacks per second. We have a weapon that is applying status effect, right? The Iron Lung, which is fire, the burn. So you will gain the stacks like that. Also, you can use the Banshee Pulse to apply the stacks as well. So you'll gain the stacks without an issue. However, if you're playing in a group, you're going to gain stacks even quicker because your group members may also have some status effect on them, right? Like, for example, if they're using a status effect build, like, Eclipse Protocol or something, yeah, that's great. Or even if they're using a Banshee Pulse, that's good for you too. And if they're using nothing, they're probably using a St. Elmo's engine. So the shock ammo will help as well. So whatever happens in group, you're going to gain the stacks very easily. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, even you doing nothing, you'll gain the stacks because of your group members. Now, you do lose stacks though, which is 1 stacks per second after 5 seconds of no status effect is applied to enemies. But you don't have to worry about that. You'll get the stacks. Just make sure you're staying within 25-meter range of the enemy. When they have status effect on them, you're going to gain the stacks. That's the only thing you have to worry about. That's it. Now, we do get bonus armor and reload speed from it when your stacks is full, but honestly, don't care about that much. It is okay. It happens passively in a way. I really don't care about that. So that's your catalyst mask. Now, as for the gear set, obviously we're using 4 piece of striker. I'm using the chest piece of striker because we cannot use the mask, obviously, and we can't use the backpack either because I'm using the backpack to heal myself. And if I actually show you the backpack first, because I feel like it makes more sense if I show you the backpack first, I'm using the Steelworks backpack, which gives you 10% armor and kill. Now, with Gunner, we have 20%. So that 20% will add up really quickly because you're solo. You're taking down targets very easily because your damage is so high, and those 20% armor on kill will add up very quickly. And also, we're using the clutch talent. So when your armor gets low, like 15% and below, critical hits will heal you. And if you get the kill, which you should be because you're solo and you're doing a lot of damage, you will heal even more. Like every red cores you have, you get more healing. We have 4 red cores, so our healing is actually pretty strong with this one. Now, you can say, why aren't you using something like the Devil's Due? Because that's a Sheshka piece. Yeah, I do have Devil's Due over here, as you can see. Devil's Due is a Sheshka piece, gives you crit chance, and gives you perfect clutch. There are many reasons I'm not using it. First of all, modifiers. The seasonal modifiers gives you a lot of crit chance. You don't need more crit chance. The crit chance is going to be really high, especially with so many firearm tiers you're going to stack up. Your crit chance go really high. So you don't have to worry about getting crit chance from Sheshka there. Unless you're like a very low SSD player that you need the crit chance. But then if you're a low SSD player, I doubt you're going to have the Devil's Due. I mean, I could be wrong. You could be having Devil's Due, like seriously. But just saying, it's not really that much important there. Now, as for the perfect clutch, there is not a huge difference between clutch and perfect clutch. Perfect clutch activates a little bit faster, which is when you drop below 20% armor, and clutch is when you drop below 15% armor. That's the only difference. But to be honest, when the legendary enemy hit you, you're not going to feel that 5% difference. The armor is going down no matter what. You're not going to feel that difference, I'm telling you. So I rather take this steelwork here and get the 10% armor on kill and clutch and just be happy with it. But then I'm going to leave this decision to you guys, okay? So that's my backpack. Now, as for the stats on my striker pieces, I have the weapon damage, crit damage, and crit chance mod. And if you don't know what striker does, well, it gives you weapon handling, rate of fire. I mean, even though the rate of fire is actually good because you could see a damage number that is lower than other builds, but then that rate of fire is making you do more damage than other builds. Like, seriously. And also, the stacks are crazy. To be honest, the chest piece is a bit overkill for this build, especially for a solo variant, because most of the time, without even hitting that 200 stacks, you'll be melting your targets. And you can see it on the clips that I was doing that I was not staying at max stacks and I was still taking them down. So it is a bit overkill. Like, you don't need full stacks. It will destroy. It'll absolutely going to just destroy everything. Now, for the holster, we have armor and crit damage. And for the gloves, I have weapon damage and crit damage. For the knee pads, I got weapon damage and crit chance. So that's my 4-feature striker. And obviously I have the Banshee Pulse. And that's my solo variant of the striker. Now let me show you the group one. Now, as for the group variant of the build, this is the group variant. I told you there will be not much change. Like the gear will be exactly the same. It's just the slot of the gears will change a little bit. Like for example, in this case, instead of the striker chest piece, we're using the striker backpack, and instead of the steelwork backpack, I'm using the steelwork chest piece here. Now, steelwork chest piece is giving me 10% armor on kill, just because it's a steelwork 1-piece set bonus. So we're still getting that 20% armor on kill. So I'm keeping that. Yes, I'm keeping that. That's my personal choice here, so I'm keeping it. We have crit damage, crit chance, crit damage mod, and the obliterate talent. Now, if you want, you can use the Sheshka. That will give you the crit chance, all of that, the typical way of running striker. Yeah, you can use it, or you can use something like Grupo. If you want crit damage, you can use the chest piece, the Petrov, that gives you LMG damage. You can use all of that if you want to, but I'm staying with the steelwork here because of that armor and kill, because my damage is so high, and I'll get that armor and kill easily working with the gunner, so 20% there for me. And I don't need much crit chance because my crit chance is very high. Like if I show you my stats here, you can see my crit chance is already really high. And with the seasonal modifiers, like active modifier, passive modifier, and also the global modifier, gaining more firearm tiers will give me more crit chance. So again, my crit chance is really good. So I don't have to worry about that. That's the reason why I didn't choose the Sheshka in the first place. Whether it's this variant, like the group variant, or is it the solo variant, both of their crit chance is basically similar. So yeah, I don't need more crit chance. But you can choose Sheshka if you want to. I mean, if you want to just run Sheshka all the time, yeah, use that. If you want Grupo, use that. Petrov, use that. Whatever you want, you can use it. It's up to you. Now, if I show you the stats here, the only one change here was the armor that I had on the holster. I changed it to weapon damage because we're playing in a group. So I changed the armor. I don't think like we need more armor there. So I have crit damage and weapon damage. For the backpack, I have weapon damage, crit damage, and crit chance mod. And for the gloves, I have weapon damage, crit damage. And the knee pads, again, same weapon damage and crit chance there. So that's the group variant of the striker that I'm using. Yeah, that's the 2 variant of the build. Give it a go. Let me know your thoughts on the comment section, and leave a like if you like the build. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till then, peace.